In this video, we're going to talk about keywords for variable expressions, and hopefully when we get through this video, it's going to help you understand some keywords that will help you identify setting up application or word problems. Now, a lot of these words that we're looking at here are going to be pretty self-evident, but some of them are going to be a little bit less so, and I'm going to point out what those are. So starting here with addition, more than, added to, so on and so forth, but a total of. So here's an example of a total of. The total of R and S means to add the terms together. For subtraction, probably the one that doesn't stand out might be the word difference, or difference between. So the difference between x and 1 would be written as x minus 1. Now there is one here I want to point out for subtraction. It's than. The word than will change the order of any terms that we're talking about within the problem. What do I mean by that? Well, when you look at 12 less than b, notice when we write it algebraically, we mentioned the number 12 first, but when we write it algebraically, it comes second. So the word than will change the order of the terms. Now there's another one that's not listed here. It's the word from. So if I say like a number subtracted from 5. So I wrote that out here, a number subtracted from 5. Because of the word from, it's like than, we have to change the order. So a number would be x, subtracted from 5 would look like this, 5 minus x. So again, than and from are two key words that will tell you to change the order of the terms. So let's move on to multiplication. For multiplication, it's probably the word product that most of the time people get confused about. Product means to multiply, and here's an example. The product of x and y is xy. Now when we say xy, that means x times y. You might see a dot in between. The dot also means multiplication. And here we have 3 multiplied by n. Well, that's pretty evident there. 3 times n, or just 3n. One of the other important words with multiplication is the word of. Anytime the word of follows a fraction, so in this example down here we can see that of follows 3/4, and because of that, that does mean to multiply. So if of follows a fraction, you need to multiply that. All right, so let's move on to division. And probably the key word for division that people may be unfamiliar with is the word quotient. Quotient does mean to divide. Now with quotient, it's the order in which you read them is what either goes on top or left or right if you write it from left to right. So we have the word quotient. We read the word x first, so it goes on top. 3 comes second, and it goes on the bottom. Now, if you wrote this from left to right, it would be y divided by 3. Again, either way that we have written this, either y divided by 3 or as a fraction over here, y divided by 3, they're both saying the same thing. They're both the quotient of y and 3. The last one we're going to talk about is power. Again, this is pretty self-evident, I believe. The square of means that you're going to raise a given variable or number to a power. So the square of x is x squared. When you read the word cube or third power, so the cube of r means r to the third power, and the fifth power of a number would be written like this, a to the fifth power. So anyway, once again, it's important to be able to identify keywords within application problems because they're going to help you set up an equation. And actually, before we set up equations, we're going to learn how to set up expressions, variable expressions using verbal words. And we're going to look at that before we actually set up equations. So anyway, I hope this helps you understand the importance of identifying keywords.